Child, I don't know why y'all gagging. As long as this girl been a pop star and in front of our faces for the last 10 years and she only wears a high ponytail, only one hairstyle, that should have been told y'all she was insecure. Want to talk about it?
Let's talk about it.
Shawty, come and swing my way. We ain't gotta waste no time now, baby. Put that all in my face. I just wanna bump and grind on you, on you. Want you on my face, so shawty, come and swing my way.
I want people to have fun. Let's kick back. Let's get into a little tea. Let's not get too crazy, but let's enjoy the sip.
But let's get to the chi-chi, the kiki, the internet bull.
If you want to see extended videos, exclusive content, including story times and more, subscribe to my Patreon. If you want to stay engaged and keep up with my commentary, follow me on Twitter. And if you would like to book a personal reading, you can go to my website, thealigningsouls.com, to schedule you a personal reading today. What's going on, y'all? It's Santana, aka Chi. And girl, we got to talk about Miss ARIANA Grande. Okay, we got to talk about Miss ARIANA Grande. Okay, because Ariana is out here. She confusing the people because the people like, oh my God, she's human. She's just like us. Oh my God, her insecure. What? Her surgeries. What? And I know Ariana all too well because we have very, very similar natal chart. So I know her all too well. And I was like, you know what? I feel like I could actually add something to this conversation. So I'm going to talk about it, right? And before we go ahead and talk about it, y'all already know what to do, baby. Go ahead and like that video.
Red light, green light, red light, oh. Red light, green light, red light, oh. I don't do yellow, cause it's so mellow. If I don't say hello, you know from the get-go. Red light, green light, red light, oh. Red light, green light, red light, oh. I don't do yellow, cause it's so mellow. If I don't say hello, you know from the get-go.
Okay, y'all. So we got to go ahead and get into it. Multiple sources are reporting this story, but we're on a shade room today. It says Ariana Grande gets emotional as she opens up about her beauty journey over the years.
As a beauty person, as I do my lips, I've had a ton of lip filler over the years, and Botox I stopped in 2018 because I just felt so too much. I just felt like hiding, you know? Didn't expect to get emotional. Take 300. No, for a long time, beauty was about hiding for me. And now I feel like maybe it's not. Since I stopped getting fillers and Botox, and maybe I'll start again one day, I don't know. To each their own, whatever makes you feel beautiful, I do support. I know for me, I was just like, oh, I want to see my well-earned cry lines and smile lines. I hope my smile lines get deeper and deeper, and I laugh more and more. And I just think aging is like it can be such a beautiful thing. Now, might I get a facelift in 10 years? Might, yeah. But these are just thoughts that I feel like we should be able to discuss if we're sitting here talking about beauty secrets. Let's lay it all out there. Full transparency, as a beauty person, as I do my lips, I've had a ton of lip filler over the years, and Botox I stopped in 2018 because I just felt so too much. I just felt like hiding, you know? Didn't expect to get emotional. Take 300. No, for a long time, beauty was about hiding for me. And now I feel like maybe it's not. Since I stopped getting fillers and Botox, and maybe I'll start again one day, I don't know. To each their own, whatever makes you feel beautiful, I do support. I know for me, I was just like, oh, I want to see my well-earned cry lines and smile lines. I hope my smile lines get deeper and deeper, and I laugh more and more. And I just think aging is like it can be such a beautiful thing. Now, might I get a facelift in 10 years? Might, yeah. But these are just thoughts that I feel like we should be able to discuss if we're sitting here talking about beauty secrets. Let's lay it all out there. Full transparency, as a beauty person, as I do my lips,
Okay, so y'all
had a
pretty
ton of lip
much
filler
got
over the
the
years
gist of
and
what it is that
Botox.
she's saying. Okay, y'all pretty much got the gist of what it is that she's saying. Bear with me as I'm trying to go ahead and pull up a chart, because people have been asking me to incorporate, spirituality a little bit more, because y'all been liking when I've been doing that. And this is definitely a video where, I came across and I was like, okay, it makes sense to add spirituality to this, because like I said, Ariana Grande has a very similar chart to me, so I understand her. I know what she's like. Like, I definitely get her. For those that don't know, if this is your first time watching, my name is Sky Aubrey. Well, y'all don't call me Aubrey, child. Okay, I just listen. Okay, I like to be like stage name Sky. Okay, but like when I'm doing spirituality, it's like we on a personal level, so I'm Aubrey then. Like, but don't y'all hoes better not call me Aubrey. Okay, this ain't no Carisha Young Miami moment, baby. But my point is like, child, what the hell was I saying? Oh, for those that don't know, I'm a light worker, healer, psychic, spiritual therapist, whatever you want to call her, intuitive reader, all of that, right? And so I know my ish, okay, but then at the same time, I know Ariana Grande even more because she has a very similar natal chart to me. Now, before we go ahead and jump into her chart and why that matters with how she's getting emotional and like how it relates, I do want to go ahead and get into some of these comments. Okay. So somebody says the sad part is she didn't need none of that. She has a naturally youthful face and will look 16 for the next 20 years. Talk about all that home wrecking you be doing. That's what we interested in. This is what I be talking about. It's like y'all just be, somebody could like literally be up here damn near like, yo, like I'm about to be homeless. I'm about to like jump off a bridge, da. And then y'all would be like, okay, but let's talk about like how you got more money in your bank account. Let's talk about some drama, like da. It's like, can y'all ever just sit back and like empathize with a person? Like ever, without being miserable, without, reveling in the fact that somebody's going through something at the moment, right? There's a whole video that I did on Bow Wow and, how he was trying to open up and talk about like how he hates that he doesn't have some things that a lot of people have. And all people could focus on was his pockets and his money. Luckily, that video got scrapped, okay, because it turns out the microphone wasn't even recording anything. But child, like, it just annoys me how people do that. It's like, bring back humanity, bring back empathy. Like, she's losing weight and I hope she's okay. She was already small. Damn, that's crazy. She's still with that married father. At least she's honest about it. Ariana, girl, we ain't forget you was talking about that lady husband. There's something really off about her. No, what's off about her is that she's clearly going through it right now. She's clearly going through it right now. Like, let's play this video again on mute. You can literally look at her and see she's on the verge of tears. She's going through a transformation. She's going through a metamorphosis. And like literally when I saw this and I was picking up on her energy and then I literally watched her start crying, I was like, oh yeah, this could be a spiritual teaching moment. Let me go ahead and bring up her chart. So that's what we're going to do right now. I'm going to go ahead and bring up her chart. Cow. Not me copy and pasting the wrong thing. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring up her chart. For those that don't know what the hell that y'all are looking at, baby, this is a zodiac wheel, okay? This is a zodiac wheel, okay? Now, I'm not going to break it super down, but I'm going to just leave this on screen, okay? Or, let me see, is there another way that I could put her up on screen too? Let me see. Is there a way I can put her up on screen? Chad, I thought I knew what I was doing like the other YouTubers. I don't. I don't. But let me go ahead and put her back on screen. Okay. Now, so Ariana is a Cancer sun. Okay. She's a Libra moon, Cancer Mercury, and she's a Taurus Venus, right? So right off the bat, her being a Cancer sun, like she's obviously like super emotional, super like moody, super like, you know, like in her feelings as it is, definitely has like a strong survival instinct. Cancers, you know, they usually have like a reputation for moodiness, right? Because Cancer is ruled by the moon. So cancers need root, cancers need change, you know, constantly changing emotions, just a very sensitive sign. But I like to explain to people when I sit and I do my alignment readings, because we definitely go through the natal chart and it's like a whole like 30-minute process, whatever. Like it's super deep. So go ahead and book you one, okay? thealigningsouls.com. All the information is literally on screen. Book you a full alignment reading, or if you just want to get like a quick Q&A question done, okay, you follow the instructions on screen. You can literally do that as well. But in terms of Ariana, she's a Libra moon, Mercury, Cancer, Taurus, Venus. Okay, so Mercury is communication, Cancer, whatever zodiac sign, whatever planet it is, it takes on the elements and the themes of that, right? So Mercury is the planet of communication. Cancer, I just explained to you, very sensitive, very emotional, moon energy, all of that. So she speaks in a way that's very emotional. She speaks in a way that's very passive, in a way that's very like ever changing and kind of like flows with the mood. 1 minute it's high, 1 minute it's low, but not necessarily the most confident speaker, right? Mercury, Cancer, not necessarily the most confident speaker, and very also perceptive to what other people are saying, but what they're not saying as well, right? And so as Ariana is sitting there talking, right? Let's go ahead and bring the video back up. As she's sitting there speaking, she's already thinking of the backlash that she's going to get from people. Like she's already thinking of the backlash that she's going, and I might as well just leave this video playing. Okay, it's better than just looking at her face. I'll leave it playing in silence. But like the entire time that she's talking, she's already thinking of, oh my God, the backlash I'm gonna get for this. Oh my God, what are people gonna think? Oh my God, like are they gonna understand what I'm saying? Oh my God, like am I gonna look like a doofus for this, right? And then mind you, she also has like, let's get into her actual chart. So she's a Capricorn rising like me. Okay, and she has it at 20 degrees like I do as well. Capricorn risings have it hard because we are the people that grow up super mature and then we are kids later on in life, right? So we're like the kids that's like 12 years old, but you would think like we're like 18 or like 20, even if we have a baby face, because we're so mature, we're so stern, we're so very much so like just like strict, you know what I mean? And then we don't really learn how to loosen up until later on in life. So we have like a very strict approach to everything, a very professional approach to everything, about our ish, right? Another similarity that we have, y'all always hear me talk about Pluto and Scorpio, and y'all always hear me mention Donald Trump and Kim K and Nikki. Ariana is somebody else who has Pluto and Scorpio as well, like I do. So she's constantly like going through death and rebirth in her career. Okay, and with her public image, and that's kind of what she's going through right now. It's attached to, you know, her whole relationships and whatnot. And she kind of like goes through debts and rebirths in her career through her relationships. Like her relationships are closely tied to her career, okay, and to her art. And so she actually has it a little bit easier, I would want to say. I mean, I know the effects for her personally got to be like hell, because I know it'd be hell for me. But like, honestly, judging from what I be going through and what Donald Trump and Nikki and Kim K have gone through, Ariana, baby, it's a piece of cake. Okay, but then at the same time, she also has Chiron in her 7th house. Chiron is the planet of, well, it's basically an asteroid of like the wounded healer. That's what it represents, and it's in her 7th house of relationships. So it's like, even though she presents herself to the world in a certain way, she's a Capricorn rising, she has Cancer in her 7th house. So she's very strict, very bold, very, I'm about my ish to the world. But when it comes to how she emotes and how she is within a relationship, it's like, okay, but I need somebody to be my Superman. Like, I'm Superman out in the world, I'm taking care of everybody and their mama, but like, I need somebody that's gonna come and take care of me, right? I like, it's a hopeless romantic. She is a hopeless romantic. And then especially with her Venus being in Taurus, right? Because a lot of y'all love to play this whole zodiac game, and that's one of the things that I go over when I do my alignment readings. We all have all 12 different zodiac signs within us, right? So it's way bigger than just, oh, that's a Gemini. I can't fuck with a Gemini because they do this, or Scorpios do that. Some of it is true, but a lot of it is way more because, again, we all have all 12 different zodiac signs within us, but depending on what planets and in what houses, depends on how we move. So when y'all are looking at people and like, I would never date a Gemini. No, baby, you need to be thinking about, well, in what ways? Because Sun represents personality and their ego. So is it their ego that you don't like, or do you not like how they are emotionally? You feel like they're shut down emotionally. Okay, because baby, like, is it a Gemini sun? Is it a Gemini moon? Do you not like the way they talk? Could it be the Mercury placement that's throwing you off? Or is it the way that they love, their love language? Maybe it's the Venus that's throwing you off, right? When it comes to Ariana, her Venus love language is in Taurus, which Venus rules Taurus. So her love language is all about comfort, all about luxury. As long as she feels safe and comfortable and able to let her guard down, then she's going to fall head over heels in love with you. Which is why we constantly see her in so many different relationships. And then we also just had Venus transiting through Leo. Leo is also transiting through her 7th house. So she just went through a Venus retrograde in her 7th house where exes came back, relationships came up. We just saw her going through all the relationship drama. And now she's supposedly with a taken man and whatnot. Very similar to something that probably happened to her in summer 2015. That is where she is, right? And I say all of that to say, because she also had healer, what do you call it? The wounded healer, Chiron, within her 7th house of relationships. So it's like, I'm strong and all of this to the world. Deep down inside, I really want somebody to come and hold and be strong and protect me. But then I also have this Chiron placement here, and it's in Leo. And Leo is outward facing sun, big personality type of energy. Look at me, look at me, look at me. And Chiron, again, is the asteroid of being a wounded healer. So it's like, while I want you to look at me, I feel like I'm never going to get the attention that I deserve. I feel like you only want me for a reason. I feel like you're only here to fuck me. I feel like you're only here to want whatever fantasy in your head, but you don't want me for me. So when I look into the mirror, or when I look at who I am, or when I think about how it is that I act, I don't see what other people see. I feel like there's a disconnect there, because I feel like my truest form you're never going to see, and you only see what you want to see. And as much as I loathe or as much as I love and like want and desire a relationship, I don't know if I'm ever going to have that true with love and relationship. So I'm going to constantly change and transform myself till I get it. Right? Hence all of the surgeries and whatnots, right? She also has Neptune in her 12th house natally. Okay. She also has Saturn in her 2nd house. Saturn is a bitch. I am ruled by Saturn because I'm a Capricorn rising as well. Saturn is actually in my 1st house of everything. Think of it like this. Your 1st house is kind of like the foundation of all the houses. So it affects everything. And it's also in an angular house. And it affects everything. And 2nd house is more so like one of the rooms in the house. But 2nd house is all about self-worth and finances and values and all of that. But it also, points to self-worth. So she has Saturn going through her 2nd house of self-worth. And she's also going through her Saturn return, which is something that every single person on this earth goes through, no matter who you are, from 27 to 30. No matter who you are, you go through it. Now, it could be set up a little funny because I'm 30. I just got out of my Saturn return because my Saturn is in Capricorn. I just got out of it. But Ariana's is in Pisces, and she's also the same age as me. So hers is just starting. So in a rare case, like, she's going to be going through hers for the next 2 years, as well as any of y'all that are 27 through 30 right now. You're going through your Saturn return. Okay. Or just finished it up. Saturn return is a point of growing up, right? It's a very harsh time, especially if you have a nighttime chart, like you were born at night. It is a very harsh period of your life. And literally, again, I want you to really pay attention. Like, let me put the words back on. Because I want you to pay attention to what she's saying. And like, seriously, like, I've had it playing in the background. Like, literally look at her eyes, look deep in her eyes, like, listen to what she's saying. Because Saturn is going through her 2nd house of worth, and Saturn represents the strict father. It represents the planet of restrictions, of boundaries, of, Saturn is that planet that's like Oscar proud. That's like, listen, you are not going to date until you're 45 and until you move out of my house and you have a job lined up making six figures. Like, you're not dating until then. That is what Saturn represents. Everybody, it does not matter who you are. Everybody goes through a Saturn return from 27 to 30. That's your first one. Then we go through another one during like in your 50s, and then another one in like your 70s or 80s. Everybody does. It's a point where you grow up in a specific area of life. For me, I had it in my first house, and it was also squared off against my son in my fourth house of home and family. Long story short, at the top of the pandemic, everybody got ripped out of my life, whether family, friends, family I created, whatever. That's what it was. The last couple of years for me was all about isolation and stepping up and being independent and coming into my own without anybody. Like, period. For Ariana, Saturn transiting through her second house over these next 2-3 years, life is kicking her ass because it's forcing her. It's basically saying, are you confident? Who have you been up until this point? That is what Saturn asks. Who have you been up until this point? Are you being authentic? Is who you've been authentic to you? If not, it needs to change. And it will throw tests into your face to see how strong you are. Again, I had it going through my first house, and it was also aspecting my fourth house of family. So in layman's terms, it was about me becoming independent. And so in order to force me to be independent, all of my friends moved. Like, left New York, left New Jersey. All of my friends moved to different parts of the world. Okay. That's when I stopped talking to my family. Okay. Stopped talking to everybody. That's when the family I created got ripped out of my life. Okay. That's when the pandemic happened. And I was like literally completely alone. Literally had like no one. And had to like force myself to like try and attempt to make new friends and things like that through several trials and errors. Like, it's Saturn will come in and be like, how bad do you want it? Let's show where it is that you need to grow. And let's see how we can basically make you grow up as an adult in that area. And in the end, you'll eventually get some sort of like rewards or whatever at like later on after the time passes. But it's a very hard 2 to 3 years from 27 to 30. It is. Everybody goes through it. And for Ariana, she's going through it right now with her finances, her values, and her personal worth. This is all about, do you feel like a good person? Are you making good money? Are you making money that attributes to your overall life? Is it just for greed? Is it so that you can live the life that you deserve? Or is it just to say you're making money? Like, these are all the things coming up. Let me play this one more time.
Had a ton of lip filler as I do my lips. Had a ton of lip filler over the years, and Botox I stopped in 2018 because I just felt so too much. I just felt like hiding, you know?
Now, mind you, in 2018, what was that? Let's see, if I turned 27 in 2020, so me and her turned 27 in 2020. 2 years before that was 25. Let me see. We're both in a seventh house. Oh, that's another thing too. The reason why she's going through so much relationship shit, other than Venus being retrograde, and Venus going through her Venus, the planet of love, going through her seventh house of relationships since June. Me and her are both also in a seventh house perfection year, which means this entire year is about us with love, us with relationships, us in one-on-one relationships, bosses, just whatever, but relationship ideas coming up. So let's see. Get you a stack, child. This is gonna be long because ain't no rhyme or reason. We just randomly talking. Okay, this is my spiritual and the astrology breakdowns, and like I'm showing y'all the inner workings of like what I be doing in readings, but like trying to make it conversational. Like I'm teaching y'all without forcing it down your throat, but like in a way that is entertaining because it's celebrities we care about. So, child, get you a stack. We just here to talk. Okay. Astrology is a very real thing, baby. So let's see. If it's the 7th year in 2023, and I'm trying to do this without pulling up a calculator. So 2023, 2022, 2021, 2020, 2019, 2018. That makes fucking sense. That makes sense. Okay, that makes complete sense. I'm about to pull it up for y'all. Oh, that makes sense. Oh my God. See, I love when it comes together. I love when it comes together, baby. I love when it comes together because let's look at this chart right here that I'm pulling up on camera because I just told y'all Saturn is transiting through her second house, and Saturn is the planet that is like the strict father. It's boundaries, it's restrictions, it's going to restrict you. Let me make it even easier for y'all. Y'all say astrology is bullshit, baby. Do you know that in 2020, when we had the whole, pandemic and all of that, and we had to stay home, Saturn was going through Aquarius? Uh-huh. Saturn, restrictions, boundaries, okay, rules, regulations. Aquarius energy is what? It's technology, it's communities. What happened? Lockdown. What happened? Zoom. What happened? No school. Okay, what happened? Weddings and high school and prom and all of these things through online. Why? Because Saturn was in Aquarius. Saturn, aka the lockdown, Aquarius, aka the internet, the community, the people, the social life. It's a real thing, y'all. Now that Saturn is in Pisces, we saw a lot of artists at concerts getting phones and shit thrown at them, right? Because Pisces rules creativity and artistry, right? Artistry and music and spirituality. Okay. We saw a lot of people, at their concerts getting shit thrown at them. We heard a lot of things about, shit in the ocean going wrong, dolphins and sharks attacking boats and people jumping off of boats and Carnival Cruise, people going missing. Like, it's a very real thing, y'all. It's a very real thing. So now when we go ahead and look at this, like I said, Saturn is transiting through Ariana Grande's second house. And second house is all about, yes, finances and da-da-da-da, but it's also about self-worth and value. And she mentioned in 2018, okay, let's do the math again. I said, let me see. So 27, child, let's back this up again, child. Okay, so seventh house is 2023. Seventh house is 2023. 2022, 2021, 2020, 2019. That would make 2018. It was in her second house. And let's see how old she was then. Okay. She was, let's see. So 30. What did I say? Second house. So she was 25. Yep, she was 25. So when she was 25, she was in a second house perfection year. Okay. When she was 25, she was in a second house perfection year. Okay. Okay. Now, just look at this quick thing that I just Googled right here. Second house perfection year, but handles finances, how you make money, how you spend it or even save it will come up during the time. But it also carries within its important lessons about yourself and your relationships. Now, how does that relate back to Ariana? Because at the end of the day, like even with the house system, it's like first house versus seventh house. It's 1, 7, 2, 8, 3, 9, 4, 10, 5, 11, 6, 12, right? There's 12 houses, but they're all paired off. So it's all about duality. It's you versus everyone else. It's your finances and your self-worth versus, how others transform and taxes and debts. It's your communication and your mental knowledge versus your spiritual knowledge and you traveling in your local community. It's your home and your private life versus your career and your public life, your public image. You understand what I'm saying? That's how the natal chart works. So her going through a second perfection house year and also having Saturn retrograde through her second house is all about her emotions and how she feels about herself, how she relates in the world. And I already told y'all she has Chiron in her seventh house of one-on-one relationships. So it's like, if right now the planets are all about, okay, your self-worth and how you relate to the world, and then natally you have the wounded healer in your seventh house, So that means that's your deepest insecurity is people and you feeling like you're not seen for who you are and people aren't treating you who you are, how you are, whatever. Yeah, baby. Surgeries. Yeah, baby. Changing your appearance. Yeah, baby. Doing whatever to fit in, doing whatever to make yourself feel loved. To make like she's never gonna feel like she's seen or loved or needed. Not in a way that she needs to feel it. She's not. She's not. There's a bunch of y'all that can sit and tell me all day right now how popping my music is, how great I am, you know, how great I am on YouTube, how much of a great storyteller I am, and all of that. And while I agree, at the same time, I also feel like that because I have Chiron and Leo, and I also have it in my seventh house. And it's the worst because we make the best performers, the best celebrities, the best musicians, you know, because we have the most to give, because we've been hurt the most. But at the same time, we just feel like we'll never get our just due, you know? And then on top of that, I do want to go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and but let me play this one more time before I get into her transits. So, and as I do these a lot more, it'll flow better. Right now, I'm really just freestyling. As I do these more, it'll flow better. Definitely go to the website, thealonasouls.com, if you want to book your personal reading, baby. Okay. Or just hit the Cash App. Okay. Send a 50 to Cash App if you just want to get a quick Q&A, a quick little, you know, answer, you know. Okay. But I do want to play this one more time before we go ahead and get into the transits, because I spoke a lot about her natal chart. There's a difference between a natal chart. Okay. That's a chart that stays stagnant. It does not move. That's who you are, how you're built, where you're going, all of that. But then there's how you're affected daily, right? There's how you're affected daily. Let me give you all an example. So perfection year tells you what the theme of the overall year is. Transits more so speak to what is your theme at a specific given time. So let me give you all an example. 12th house points to your unconscious fears, the hidden things that you don't really want to speak about or point to or think about. And whenever you have like the sun or the moon transiting like your 12th house, it's more than likely a time where you're probably going to be depressed. Like, this is why I love astrology, because like it, and I wish it was taught more, but it's not for a reason, because it's so freaking powerful. And this is why it's like society loves to keep astrology as just being this whole cheapened thing, to where it's just like, oh, I can't date a Gemini because they talk a lot, or like, it's very basic. They keep it basic for a reason, but it's so powerful. Like, because people, everybody and their mama will go through some sort of mental health issues, and you can see any and everything in astrology. You can tell when you're gonna die. Okay, you can damn near tell how many kids you're gonna have, when the best time to have kids are. Okay, the best career for you. Okay, how much money you gonna be making, doing what? Okay, what's the best avenue to get there? You know, what's the best place for you to live? Okay, there's different places around the world, you know, that is good for you, that's going to be bad for you. You know, one person might be great at LA, another person might suck there, another person might, you know, move to New York, and that's where it's supposed to be to launch their career. Another person might go there, and that'll be where they end up getting killed. Like, astrology is powerful, y'all. Powerful. Like, powerful. Okay. And so when it comes to natal transits, again, there are certain things that you can pinpoint and just know, like, okay, I'm going to be sadder this time of the year. During this time of the year, this is going to happen. During this time of the year, that is going to happen. I've been doing it for myself the last few years, and it saved my life. And one day I am going to do a full video breaking down how astrology has saved my life and how spirituality has saved my life, because it just helps so much. Like, even with this week, with some of the things that I'm going through, I have Uranus transit in my 4th house. Uranus is the planet of change and sudden abrupt and twist and plot twist and all of that. And it's going through my 4th house of home. So it's like literally within like the last 3 years, I've had to move like 6-7 times. And now it's getting to another point where I'm about to have to move again. Like, immediately. And it's a lot. It's a lot. But because I'm already an intuitive healer, okay, because I'm already very intuitive, because I'm psychic, because, you know, I'm very connected to spirit and my angels and the universe, they already give me signs and notifications and downloads and warnings and visions and all of that. But then at the same time, I also have astrology as a backup, because I already know for a fact, whenever I see Uranus is transiting and touching something within my chart, oh, baby, I can expect some sort of friction. Okay, I can expect some sort of friction. Okay, and in this past week, Uranus, like I said, it's been transiting through my fourth house, and it ended up touching my seventh house of one-to-one relationships. And even though I already knew I had to move, guess who was the one who came and and told me? Okay, a one-to-one relationship. So it ain't about me, but go ahead and book y'all a reading. I'm about to wrap this on up, but I did want to get into the transits that she's going through currently. Okay, maybe let this play in the background. And then let's go ahead and get into her. Okay, so Miss Ariana Grande. Okay, Miss Ariana Grande. Is this her chart? Okay, I think it is her chart. Is it her chart? Okay, this is a chart. Okay, so right now, Ariana got the sun, the moon, and Mercury and Lilith traveling through her eighth house, which is a big deal. Eighth house is all about life and death. Um, like eighth house rules sex, it rules death, it rules taboos, it rules traumas, it rules fears. It also governs like intimate agreements around money and possessions. This is where we cultivate intimacy with others by exposing ourselves in a way that we are forced to confront our shadows, but also the things that make us vulnerable. Okay, now let me repeat that one more time. Eighth house rules sex, death, taboos, traumas, and fears. It also governs intimate agreements around money and possessions. This is where we cultivate intimacy with other people by exposing ourselves in a way we are forced to confront our shadows and the things that make us vulnerable. Now, I just said and told y'all that she has so many planets going through her second house, right? She's in a second house perfection year. The overall theme of the year is second house. And she also has Saturn transiting her second house. Now, I already said to y'all as well that every house system is partnered up. It's 1, 7, 2, 8, 3, 9, 4, 10, 5, 11, 6, 12. So all these planets going through her second house, but right now she has planets transiting through her eighth house. Okay. So it all works in the same theme of her shadows, her values, her being vulnerable. So when she's literally sitting here about to cry and telling you about lip fillers, she's not joking. She's not putting on a performance. And this is a moment where you should really say, oh no, like this is, yo, like she's dead ass. Like she's going through something. She's going through something because the eighth house is a Scorpio house, right? And it's all about like just darkness and fears and what's under the surface. And this is her literally being vulnerable and going through something like she's not sure she loves who she is right now. And she's trying to figure that out. She's trying to navigate through that and figure out, how do I love me? How do I get to a place where I even know who me is? How do I get to a place where like what does that look like? What does happiness look like? What do I want to physically look like? Like, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot deeper than the words that she's saying, y'all. It's a lot deeper than that, right? And as far as the actual transits that's going on, like I said, she has the sun there. Sun is all about illumination. It's the outward shining personality. So again, it like everything that I'm about to say, all of these planets, just think of how it's going to transform the eighth house. The eighth house, again, rules death, sex, taboos, traumas, fears. It's a place where you confront your shadows, and it's a place where you're vulnerable, right? So it rules fears, shadows, and vulnerability. Ariana right now having the sun go through her eighth house, baby, it's like your fears and your trauma being a literal room and somebody coming in and turning the light on. Imagine you having a home with rats, roaches, this, that, and the third. Somebody come in and turn the light on, and all you see is everything scattering all around. And you're just like, what the? Imagine somebody going down into hell and turning the light on. Like, okay. Then you have the moon. The moon is, how do you feel? Okay, so now we got the lights turned on. Now we can see, that's the sun. Now we have the moon. The moon is, how do you feel about this, right? Because you see, but now I feel like overwhelmed. I feel chaotic. I feel fearful. I feel like something needs to change. I feel like my emotions are extreme right now. Okay? Because that's what the moon is all about, emotions. Then she also has Mercury there. Mercury is all about communication, thoughts, communication, right? How do I express what it is that I'm feeling, like verbally, right? Like, how do I speak about that? Like, Mercury going through her eighth house is making her more absorbed in deep thoughts. Okay, it's making her very more intuitive, right? Whereas the moon in her eighth house is asking her to explore those emotions in depth. Okay, it's a point in time where it's like, I don't really want to be social. I don't really want to have any type of shallow conversations. If I have a conversation, it needs to be meaningful, because right now I'm over analyzing everything. I'm thinking about the deeper, meanings of life. I'm thinking about the deeper meanings of relationships. I just want to like kind of research and solve problems and figure out what my problem is, because right now my emotions are extreme, and I may be intolerable one moment I may be happy, but then one moment I might be dramatically sad, like, and I just need to figure that out by myself and like really get to the bottom of my psyche. Whereas Mercury is more of like, okay, now like let's really dive deeper, right? Like, what are the hidden meanings? What are the hidden messages beyond what I'm feeling, right? Because it's all about communication. And then her having Venus in the seventh house is still her desiring partnership, wanting to be desirable at the same time. Okay. Let's see, she got Jupiter in her fourth. That doesn't really play into it. She got Mars in her ninth, so it's challenging her to rely on spirituality. It's challenging her to rely on God, rely on faith, rely on the universe. Okay. And then she also has Pluto going through the first. Pluto is Scorpio energy. Pluto is all about life and death transformations, and it's in her first. So it's like she's going to be going through nonstop transformations, for the next couple of years, okay? If not like 10 to 12, okay? And she has been. She's just in a period where it's just like, do I like who I am? Do I like what I see, right? And Neptune is also in her second house. Okay, Neptune energy is ruled by Pisces. It's all about spirituality, creativity, but Neptune can very much be, rose-colored glasses. So with it going through the second house of finances and values, she may not see her money correctly. Okay, it might be overspending there. We won't know that, obviously, but what did I tell you? Our second house is all about self-worth. So that part we will notice, as we're noticing with this Instagram post, right? Neptune is rose-colored glasses. And this might be a moment where the rose-colored glasses have come down. Okay, the illusion, the smoke and mirrors have cleared. And it's just like, I don't know if I'm happy with myself. Let's play this video one more time, and then we're going to get out of here.
As I do my lips. Had a ton of lip filler over the years. And Botox, I stopped in 2018 because I just felt so too much. I just felt like hiding, Didn't expect to get emotional. Take 300. No, for a long time, beauty was about hiding for me. And now I feel like maybe it's not. Since I stopped getting fillers and Botox, and maybe I'll start again one day. I don't know. To each their own. Whatever makes you feel beautiful, I do support. But I know for me, I was just like, oh, I want to see my well-earned cry lines and smile lines. I hope my smile lines get deeper and deeper, and I laugh more and more. And I just think aging is like it can be such a beautiful thing. Now, might I get a facelift in 10 years? Might. Yeah, but these are just thoughts that I feel like we should be able to discuss if we're sitting here talking about beauty secrets. Let's lay it all out there. Full transparency, as a beauty person, as I do my lips, I've had a ton of lip filler over the years.
And this is where I'm going to end the video. This is where I'm about to end the video, right? And I do want to end y'all with this. Right? Because I told y'all, I'm very receptive to the universe, to my angels, to spirit. And I want y'all to know, like, regardless of what you believe in, especially if you see like repeating numbers and all of that, do with it what you will. The universe is here to help you. Your angels are here to guide you, whether you call it your angels, ancestors, whatever. Your team is here to guide you. Call them in, especially if you're seeing numbers. Ask, what does that mean? Or if you see numbers, think about what did I just think about right before, that number appeared or whatever, right? And my angels speak to me all the time. And angel numbers can mean literally the Google definitions, or it can mean something specific to you. I have it set up to where when I speak to my angels, I tell them, like, listen, baby, y'all know I got enough going on. Okay, I got enough going on spiritually. Okay, so I ain't got time to, to be deciphering hidden messages on type of everything that I'm already deciphering in life. Okay, because I get so many downloads a day. So I tell them, like, whenever you give me spiritual numbers, when you give me angel numbers, just for me personally, let's keep them at the Google definitions, okay? Because that's what works for me. That's what's easiest to remember for me. And y'all just saw how many times I refreshed that page, okay? Y'all saw how many times I have refreshed that page. And for the longest, I've been trying to figure out how to merge the two channels. And even as I'm sitting here talking and doing, going through Ariana's natal chart and whatever, I'm letting y'all know, like, this is the first time that I'm really, like, breaking it down like this. As I do it more, it will get smoother. It will get better. There'll be a flow. Listen, y'all know I love a theme. Y'all know I love, okay, come on. It's the Capricorn rising in me. Y'all know I love structure, okay? Okay? And, child, I don't love structure, but y'all know what I mean. Y'all know what I mean, okay? And we'll figure it out moving forward. But Spirit just gave me my own little message, and I want y'all to see it, right? I want y'all to see it. So let's go right back to the post. And I don't know if it's still there or if it's changed by now. Oh, it's changed by now. It's definitely changed by now, because right here, it definitely has said 177,888 likes. And now it's already changed. Mind you, I refreshed this page like 20 times already. Okay? And so I just wanted to go right here just to give y'all a general understanding, right? Because to me, 888 is all about spiritual rewards coming. 888 is the cycle of life, infinity, right? Abundance is heading your way. Opening yourself up to abundance, releasing your fears, all of this, that, and the third. And, it just kind of relates to, even me sitting down and doing this whole video right here, okay? Because at the end of the day, I shut down my Aligning Souls channel. And I've asked Spirit, because I'm like, yo, it's readings and things that I want to put out, but I'm not about to sit here and be putting out 1,001 commentary videos and then at the same time be trying to put up individual zodiac sign videos every day. It's going to get too chaotic. It's going to become too much. It's going to be all over the place. And they like, you're right, because that's not what you're going to do at all. And I'm like, okay, cool. Well, can I get my old channel back? Like, can I go back to Aligning Souls and build that back up? And they like, no, you're not going to do that either. But what you is going to do is you're going to figure it out. Okay, so I'm having these certain thoughts as I'm sitting here doing this, and I'm just like, I hope the people are receptive. I hope y'all get it. I hope because people have been asking me to do it more, and I know people will be seeing me on live just sitting there waiting on people to come in, and it's awkward because it's like y'all not used to seeing me in that type of light. But if I did a live video commentating on something, y'all would probably come join a lot. I get it. But nonetheless, Spirit showed me 888 because that was a personal message for me that I decided to share with y'all. Okay, because that was Spirit telling me to release my fears, that my abundance is on the way. And I just got to keep going with this because I know at some point, especially with all the videos that I do, where you hear me going off and ranting, I promise y'all I don't be mad. Okay, I'm just very passionate. Okay, but it's videos that I like this that I like because I am very passionate about human beings, period, because I am a humanitarian at the end of the day. Fuck the gossip, fuck the bullshit. I'm a humanitarian at the end of the day. And I feel like a lot of the times we go through these gossip stories and we go through these vlogs and we forget that these people are human too. These are real people. And especially this post with Bow Wow earlier today and then seeing Ariana's post, I'm like, no, it's something deeper there. You know what I'm saying? They going through something real. You know what I'm saying? Especially with Ariana, as you just saw me explain this entire video. And I'm like, nah, this could be a video where we can open up and we can talk about it or whatever. And, it's kind of making the celebrities a little bit more human, a little bit more down to earth, a little bit more relatable. So I hope that y'all enjoyed this. Definitely make sure that you go to my website, thealigningsouls.com, to book you a personal reading, okay? A full 30-minute Or child, you could choose 45 minutes, you could choose 2 hours, you could choose an hour. I don't care, baby, as long as you got that bag, okay? I got the time for you. Go to my website, thealanasouls.com, to book you a full personal reading. Or if you just want to step your toe in, okay, and get a quick Q&A, a quick like 2 little 5-minute Q&A, quickie, you can send the 50 to the Cash App along with your Instagram name and the subject name, general love, money, career, etc. All right, so I hope that y'all enjoyed this. I'm gonna try to do more of these. I know somebody have requested I do it on Patreon as well. Patreon.com/SkySantana. Definitely go over there and subscribe. Okay, and yeah, go to the website, book a reading. Hit the Cash App if you want to do a Q&A. And yeah, I love each and every one of y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed this. Definitely stream my music. I love each and every one of y'all in HD, allegedly. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye-bye now. I'm tryna fuck now, some baby, let's dance. Fuck up my baby right here on my legs, man.